as the games start. But he has really been dedicated to this event, going to sleep earlier. Danny, you should be proud.
Oh my gosh. If that's all I needed to do to get Dania to go to bed earlier, we should hold a bullet event every week. uh, Jokes aside, anyone who follows chess commentary knows that Dania's done it. He's had his late nights knowing he needed to wake up at 6 a.m. the next day for commentary. So, but we love him, and he's been getting his rest. Look at him; he looks like he showered. He's fresh. Now he's leaned in and forgets that he's a commentator, and now he's just a player. Doesn't care how he looks on camera right now.
Yeah, and he shouldn't. I mean, he should care about how his position looks because I see holes in White's position, and Magnus hopped his knight to c4. All these light squares under Magnus's control, and the clock, a 5-second lead currently for Magnus. I think he's got great chance to take game one with Black.
Yeah, and this move a5 is super nice. Obviously, already focused on opening the a file, prying down the a3 pawn. I know it's bullet, but positional chess still matters. Oh my gosh, an e3 crumbling, the king behind it. Dania is feeling the hurt here in the first game.
Yeah, bishop takes d4. Black is going up at minimum in exchange. Is a good effort there. Oh, there's queen d4. Please take my queen. Oh no, my queen. Yeah. You take there. There was a back rank mate on e8.
Nice little trap. Oh no, my queen. And Dania is going to try for every trick in the books, even when he's down against Magnus today. So, plenty more where that came from.
Wow. So Magnus allowed rook d7 because he had spotted rook a1 check. Now Magnus up a full rook into this endgame and has plenty of time to convert the win.
Yeah. Time is critical here. Any game we're evaluating a Magnus right there. Magnus Carlsen does take the first game with Black. And he's ready. He's back home, feeling a little more comfy maybe, and here we go.
This looks like a Caro-Kann to me, but it started with d4 knight f6. So it was a Jabawa London turned into a sort of Caro-Kann, turned into whatever this is. And I feel like Dania, he is going to be down on the clock in the early stage of the game. Magnus is the better prepared player between the two. Something Hikaru said, that Dania has been changing his openings against Naka and maybe against some of the other top players. And that could actually be detrimental rather than helpful because you spend time. But actually, look at this tactic from Dania.
That trap.
The f2 pawn.
Magnus missed that. That's a super nice trick. The f2 pawn was hanging. I think that's a great point, though. Overall, when you're not playing positions that you're comfortable with, where the plans are almost subconscious, it can really hurt you in bullet when you really need to play quickly on the clock. So if Dania has to change his openings against top players, not a great sign. Oh, and look at that. He blundered his knight. Oh, man. He had such a good position.
Oh, that's super unfortunate. That move, rook d1 by Magnus, took away a checking square, and now Dania resigns because he's losing his rook on d7 to follow. So that must be frustrating. You steal a pawn with a nice tactic, and then a few moves later, you blunder a piece in the center.
We talk about that a lot. I know it's hard to get instructive moments in bullet, but you can't take for granted that a tactic may not have worked the move before, Robert. Your opponent does something that makes it work, and you were borderline pre-moving, and so you blundered. Magnus really heads-up play there to take away that queen d4 check and actually renew the threat of f3, and he wins the game.
Yeah, and now we get into this third game here. Magnus, with the black pieces, trying to stop checkmate. He does, but his pawn structure is shattered. Great position, I would say, for Dania. He's also keeping steady on the clock. But now Magnus, will he show that endgame technique that's made him the highest-rated player in history?
And you called it, though, out of the gates. I said Dania needs to make sure he doesn't fall behind. You specifically said that a 3-0 deficit would be really, really problematic. And right now, Dania is staring down the barrel of that gun. And look at that, though. He's rising to the occasion. He's won a pawn, now two. He's got three passers. Good stuff here from Dania to make sure he doesn't fall behind 3 games.
Do you see that smile? Dania smiled and took a drink. Right? That was actually very adorable.
Can we flip and ship that, please? That's the feeling. You know the feeling of beating a world champion? That video we did of Artemiev? That's the feeling of beating a world champion in bullet right there. Big smile from Dania Naroditsky.
Yeah, I love to see that. Magnus does not like to see that because you do not want to give Dania that kind of confidence. When Dania's in that flow state where he's just moving, I mean, his intuition is superb. And so Magnus knows that. He respects that. And here with the white pieces, Magnus is taking all the space in the position. But when you push pawns forward, you leave them vulnerable in the future. So watch out for this e4 pawn in particular and also this b4 pawn.
Yeah, the b4 pawn is... Look at that. Dania finds a trick because if you took... You would have lost the knight on f3. And look at that. Now he wins the exchange. Dania rolling. If he evens up this match, that's the confident Dania we called that would be capable of winning today. He's got to get out to a good start early, and I love how he's playing.
But did you see that by Magnus trading queens when down material? Because if the rook slides up, then you lose the rook to the other bishop. That was actually sick from Magnus. The ability to spot all that in the blink of an eye.
But look at Dania. Right back at it with the trick himself with that G5 move that saved the exchange. That was nasty. I don't know that he's going to win, but look, he might be on route. Is there a mating net here?
There has to be. Where is it? I was thinking rook takes f6, but I don't think that worked just yet. But
Yeah. He might have blundered at the bishop f3 and then rook g6 and then bishop back.
Oh my gosh. What is happening here? This looks very close.
I have no idea.
E6, the pawn pushes, and then is there h5?
E6 check and oh my gosh, and it's falling apart.
Wait, rook g6! Rook g6! Whoo! Discovered check coming!
See it coming! Oh, rook takes f6.
Oh, but he took the wrong piece! And he gets...
Why did he take g5?
He's gonna get mated back here.
Oh my god, rook takes f6 was good, not rook g5.
Oh, and Dania just making a few moves, resigns, and look at the smile on his face. He's like, I cannot believe that I just out-calculated Magnus Carlsen and then still made a mistake and lost.
That is what the Bullet Chess Championship is made of right there, games like that. Of course, we see the real-time engine analysis showing there were obviously a number of blunders and miswins there, but it doesn't matter. It's entertaining chess, and Dania misses his opportunity to level the score.
Okay, but he goes right back into the game, and he's playing quickly, and he's got a French-like structure, and it's the best French I've ever seen. Black doesn't have a light-squared bishop. The pawn structure is shattered on the queen side for white, but Black castles into the pressure. Danny, we usually say the side with a safer king is usually the side with the advantage in bullet. I don't think Black's king is particularly safe.
Black's king is not safe. Dania is very easy plans here, I think, to play on the queen side. The knight's popping into d6, just as you highlight. Look at that move, d4. This is an easy position for white to play, which is key in bullet. Swing the rook back over. Yep, he does it. I like where Dania's going here. Got to keep this thing close.
Very instructive from Dania. His rook was on b1, pressuring the black king. And he just says, let me go over to the king side. And he did just drop 2 pawns in a row, one of them with check. The h-pawn may be dangerous, Danny?
Yeah, the h-pawn is super dangerous. The king is also in an awkward spot there. He was threatening rook g6 and rook h6?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy that the engine can say this is an equal position. That's so unfair to chess.
It is, but look at the clock. As you said, who cares what your accuracy is? Look at the time. I think that Dania should try to flag Magnus here.
100% agreed. That you can't let games like this go by. You got to flag him, especially when there's a knight on the board, right? So many tricks possible, like forks. In fact, that's a huge heads-up play by Magnus to get the knights off the board.
Dirty flag him. It's rook against rook and pawn. Who cares? Do not repeat moves. Give checks. And if you're Magnus, you probably just do not push the pawn. That way you get the 50-move rule.
Yep. Yeah, at this point, the writing is on the wall that you're not going to have enough time to win if you're Magnus, so don't push the pawn and take the draw.
No draw. This isn't searching for Bobby Fischer. That's a win for Daniel Naroditsky.